Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be unboxing an S1 in the UK and setting it up for first use. I've got a knife, a Phillips screwdriver and a pair of pliers because we might be installing the battery box. I've also got a really bad back, so this is going to be nice and slow. Okay, inside there's an instruction manual with instructions no one's going to read. Please read them. Okay, then there's a bag to help me lift it out. So it comes in a compostable plastic bag. The bag really does prevent any scuffs and scratches happening in transit, and it's compostable because we are CompoCloset. It's also enormous. Go compost that. It's taped up so that it doesn't chatter in transit. Then there's two little bits of make sure all the tape's removed. Catch these two little bits. There is a piece of tape holding the plates together. Not everybody spots it, so make sure you remove it. Okay, and then inside a urine bottle, some other bits of tape, a bag pusher, lives in a little holster on the side of the box. And then in here, we have the solids bin, which isn't taped in. Remove all these bits of tape. This is going to be interesting. That one was put on before the, and we're good. Okay, now inside we have the battery box. And this is what we're going to need the pliers and screwdriver to install. It is super easy. Be careful with it. This battery box is going to be installed at the back of your S1 here. The bolts are already pre-drilled and the box is taped shut and powered off. So remove these bits of tape, okay, put them safe. And then we're going to by hand, he says, clever. There's a little bit more tape holding the screws in place. They can come off, and then just undo those by hand, nice and easy. And then hold on to your nuts, locate your battery box onto those screws. So if you put your first screw through and the second one isn't quite lining up, or it's a little bit tricky, take a 4mm or 4.5mm drill. That's like a 5 30-seconds or 6 30-seconds. And just hold the battery box in place and push that drill all the way through, through the hole and then through the battery box. Okay, just to make it easier to install the second screw. That will then push through nice and easy, and you can screw in the nut. One tip with these screws is don't tighten one fully and then the other. Try and get them both reasonably tight and snug before fully tightening, so that you don't pull the battery box off the wall, the back wall of the toilet. Okay, that's all snug. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to connect the control panel under here. You may have a sticky cable or you may have a cover like the one shown. In this case, I'm going to remove these covers, this cover. Connect the cable up. Now this should go with the flat side. There's a flat side here and a side with connectors on. The flat side goes to the top of the circuit board and pushes in nice and easy. Next, push the cable up and into that groove of the cover, and then secure it in place with the two screws again. That will help to relieve the strain on the cable and keep everything nice and tidy. Okay, next we're going to connect up the power to the input, and you should have inside a little clip to stick on the back like so, as well as a little cable tie. It helps to bend these a little bit and then they'll hook through nice and easy. And all you're trying to do is just keep everything out of the way of the solids bin as it's going in and out. So loop it around, loosen it up, secure everything in there and give it a pull. That'll do that. You can use knife or scissors to just cut that off and keep it tidy. Now I find it's really handy to store the cable behind the stretchy cable. It should just rest there nice and easily. And now we can pop the solids bin in with the cutout on the back right, and then our sealing mechanism will go on top and you connect it up. We should be able to turn it on, and that sound is the mechanism setting itself. At this point, charge your S1 and update the firmware via the app. Make sure there's no obstructions in your bin. Pop this in and you can install a liner, but it goes in with the connector closest to the battery box, and it should connect just like that. So once you've powered on your S1, you may hear it locate like I just did. Once you've heard that mechanism locate, it may not work if it's flat. It will wait till it's fully charged. I'd leave it at this point, charge it up for a few hours before doing the install and the first seal, and then leave it charging, powered on for 24 hours to make sure your battery is fully charged and calibrated to what fully charged means. If you have any questions or issues, just reach out. Cheers, everybody.